And I'm Ryan Stewart. It's a big week for the MHS community.
Yeah, with the annual Mr. MHS competition yesterday and the college commitment deadline in a few days, our school has definitely been staying busy. Today we highlight one of the school's standout athletes and what his plans are after high school.
Later we travel to CCSU to cover a very unique event for a very important cause.
And finally, we'll recap the Travel Club's cross-continental trip to Europe and how this experience became one we'll never forget.
All this and much more coming up. You're watching The Pulse.
Taking on a new sport is more difficult than you might think, but a little assistance can go a long way.
AJ Alibrio and Rainiel Fuentes help you get one step closer to the PGA Tour.
What's going on, MHS? I'm Rainiel Fuentes here with MHS golf veteran AJ Alibrio, and today we're here at the Manchester Country Club and we're going to give you guys some golf tips.
Right, we're going to give you some golf tips to get you one step closer to becoming your PGA Tour pro.
AJ, I'm a new member to the team, so what are some golf tips you can give me?
Well, golf has helped me in many aspects, more than just a game, but our first tip, as soon as you walk onto the golf course, we got to talk about golf attire. If you look good, you feel good, you play good. So the first thing that we have is hat. You got a hat, block out the sun and it'll help you. You got to make sure you have your collared shirt, a belt, slacks or golf pants, and then comfortable sneakers or preferably golf shoes. Coming with attire, there are some do's and don'ts. Your first don't is no jeans.
And make sure you're not wearing a hoodie when you come to the golf course.
Right, it's totally okay to wear like a pullover or a windbreaker, but no hoodies.
Having golf being such an exclusive sport, there are many rules that a bunch of players, new players, won't know. So are there any rules and tips that you can tell me of just being on the golf course?
Right, a huge part of your game is going to be your golf etiquette, knowing where to be, where not to be, when to be quiet, when you can talk. It's a huge part of your game that impacts your game more than you would ever think.
And make sure you're raking your traps
and filling your divots. Make sure you know what clubs you have in your bag and when to hit them. So first off, you have your driver for your tee shots, your hybrids, your irons and wedges, and your putter for the greens. All right, so we just moved from the course to an indoor golf simulator.
And now we're going to run through the most important part of your game, your swing.
Right. It's super important to establish a solid, strong base for a solid and smooth swing. All right, so in my hand, I have a pitching wedge. So this should go about 145 yards for me. And the first thing that I want to make sure that I'm doing is addressing the ball with my feet about shoulder width apart, knees bent a little bit, and get a strong athletic position. All right, Rain, why don't you give it a try?
Sure.
So you want to address the ball. Yep, you can get your feet, shoulders width apart. Bend your knees a little bit. All right, and then lean over the ball a little more so you're in a solid, strong position. Good. And then on your backswing, when you take it back, you want to make sure that this elbow stays straight, and it's really important for ball striking. You want to keep the club going in the same direction. And then when you finish, you want to make sure you come up like this, get the club all the way around your body, and your belt buckle facing the target. All right, why don't you give it a go?
All right, sounds good.
Rain, that looked great. Make sure you get out to the course and to the range so that you can perfect your swing.
The awesome thing about golf is it's a lifetime sport, so I guess I can only get better.
Exactly.
I'm Rainiel Fuentes.
And I'm AJ Alibrio. And this has been Golf 101.
Golf does seem like a difficult sport, so thank you guys for this very insightful tutorial.
Rainiel and AJ are both on the MHS golf team this season, and we wish them luck with the second half of their matches.
Speaking of how to become a standout athlete, Dylan Benton is a four-year varsity player at the high school and has recently committed to Central Connecticut State University to continue his baseball career.
Pat Doherty examines the steps Dylan had to take in order to become a Division I athlete.
For the average high school baseball player, their career begins at the freshman level. As they develop skills, they will move on to the JV level and then on to varsity. For some, this process travels much faster than expected.
Thank you!
Dylan Benton, a standout pitcher and Central Connecticut State University baseball commit, is leading the team on the mound this season. Dylan has been a varsity starter for the baseball team since his freshman year.
This is my freshman year of high school, and I found baseball was really what I wanted to do.
Dylan's coach, Gary Marino, believes that what separates Dylan from other athletes is that he is
very self-motivated, and I think that's not just in in baseball. I have a feeling, in all the aspects of his life, he's, he stays positive and stays motivated on his own. Like, he doesn't need someone to tell him to go for a run, go to the gym, long toss. He has a schedule in his head, and he wants to keep to it, and that's what makes him successful. If you write something down, usually you're going to do it.
Dylan's work ethic has played a big role in his life so far, and his efforts towards baseball have most recently resulted in his commitment to play baseball at CCSU.
I really just, every day I've just been sticking to a process, and it's been working out for me. Also really excited that I was furthering my career for 4 more years and getting to play the sport I love in college.
Due to his hard work both on and off the baseball field, Dylan is a prime example of what it really means to succeed as a student athlete at the high school level. From Manchester, this has been Patrick Dory reporting.
It's great to see student athletes from our MHS community succeeding with their respective sports.
Yeah, it is. Good luck to Dylan with his baseball career at CCSU.
While on the topic of CCSU, this college recently held a car show on their campus.
Jacob Grzywinski takes an in-depth look at the meaningful purpose behind this event.
Cars of all kinds came rolling into Central Connecticut State University for the C3 Car Show, run by the university's car club. Each and every year they decide on a local charity to raise money for and donate it. This year's nonprofit charity was the Canines for Warriors project, which helps soldiers and veterans with PTSD after returning home from deployment and gives them a dog to aid and assist them.
We always love doing things with veterans, and we love doing things with dogs. In the past, we've donated to Wounded Warriors, and we've also donated to Fidelco, and this was kind of like the perfect mix of the two.
August Reel, a retired United States veteran, feels that these events that support injured troops are...
I think it's a great idea. I really do. Having talked to some people that came back from Afghanistan and stuff like that, and there's a lot of those fellows that really need some help.
For each car shown, $10 was donated to the charity, and since founded in 2011, almost $3 million has been raised and given to veterans and soldiers across the United States.
Since I'm so close by, it's usually the first show I come to, and the money always goes to a good organization.
Through events like these, regular Americans can help support those who have made the ultimate sacrifice for our country. From The Pulse and CCSU, this has been Jacob Grzywinski reporting.
That car show looked awesome. I'm definitely going to have to stop by their next event.
Well, you're in luck. The Central Connecticut Car Club will continue to support local charities like this in the near future.
And continuing with unique presentations, the 3rd annual TEDx Conference at MHS was held last Wednesday with the theme Boundaries. And Michael Christie was there to recap the event.
Most people know TEDx as a chance for the most influential people in the world to take stage and share their life experiences. Inspired by the format this conference brings, MHS has adopted its own version of the conference, which took place on April 18th.
The TEDx Conference is a conference about big ideas, and the tagline or the motto of TED is ideas worth spreading. So it's people who are experts in some area of life. They've worked very hard on some question, and they want to share what they found.
The Manchester High School TEDx Conference allows students, teachers, staff, and local special guests a chance to share their thoughts. This year's conference revolved around the word boundaries. Speakers brought to the stage personal stories about their experiences with the theme.
There was no time for friends, no time for family. I was always packing, unpacking, packing, and unpacking with my little brother.
The goal of holding TEDx here at Manchester High School is not just for the speakers to share stories, but for the viewer to take away something from those stories and expand on their thoughts.
Safe space and intentionality within art. And I went, which basically for me would be like, what you would perform versus what you wouldn't perform as an artist.
This year's TEDx Conference was a great success with some incredible speakers from the Manchester community whose words will go far beyond this stage. From Manchester, this has been Michael Christie reporting.
I love these TEDx conferences because they really allow the audience to think differently.
It was also really cool to see some of the MHS students take part in this event. If you're interested in sharing your story in the next TEDx conference, be sure to email Mr. Joshi at b11pjosh@mpsbride.org for any questions.
Manchester is not only focused on expanding the minds of its community, but it's also a nature-filled town with a lovely environment.
Manchester holds several events on Earth Day to support the scenic town we live in. Jake St. Laurent took an inside look at our amazing town and how Earth Day is making Manchester a better place.
Earth Day is a holiday celebrated annually on April 22nd worldwide. Various events are held around not only the town, but the Earth to demonstrate support for environmental protection, conservation, and sanitation. One of these events hits right at home in the heart of Manchester. Mary Cheney Library held a Plant a Tree event last Saturday. Participants were able to receive a temporary pot, soil, a tree, and instructions on how to plant the tree in its forever home. Small events, like the one held at Mary Cheney Library, make a huge difference on the earth around us. They inspire others to respect their surroundings and take care of the place they live.
I think Earth Day is really important, and it allows us to spend the time to think about our impact on the environment, think about if we can do anything in our daily lives to make a positive impact, picking up garbage that's around us, walking instead of driving, just little things like that. Earth Day gives us the opportunity to think about those things and allow us to make better decisions that allow us to help the environment.
The U.S. plants 6 trees for every 1 tree that is used. Small events help make stats such as these stay in the positive, as well as keep places such as Case Mountain beautiful.
Small events like the one held on Main Street help make a huge difference in the environment around us. From Manchester, this has been Jacob St. Laurent reporting.
Thank you, Jake, for reminding us just how beautiful this world is.
And did you know that 17 members of the MHS community had the opportunity to explore the other side of the world?
Yeah, just a couple of weeks ago, the school's travel club took a trip to Europe. Olivia McHugh gives us an inside look at this overseas trip that these students and teachers had the amazing chance to experience.
Where are we? The Europe Trip is a group of people that went to Spain and France for 8 days.
Freshman year, our teacher, Profe Biondino, who leads the program, just told us our class about it.
In Spain, we went to the Real Madrid soccer stadium and we kind of toured the whole stadium. We got to sit in the pitch, which was really cool. We visited Toledo and we did a panoramic view of the city. It was very cool. We went to Versailles. We visited the Eiffel Tower. We didn't climb up it, but
All right, some of the most memorable parts were watching the Eiffel Tower light up. We all did dinner and lunch together every single day, so it was really fun getting to know a whole bunch of different people.
I became friends with people that I didn't even know, I was acquainted with, but I didn't really know them, and I got to really know them.
The most memorable part would be the friendships that I made over the trips and how my other friendships grew closer, and I think also having the experience to go to Spain and France at such a young age, because not many people are able to.
From The Pulse, this has been Olivia McHugh reporting.
Yeah, that trip looked really amazing. I wish I could have been a part of it.
Yeah, I totally want to study abroad when I'm in college.
For sure.
Be sure to pay special attention to the Foreign Language Department in future announcements they make for future Europe trips.
Well, that's all we have for you this week, Manchester. Make sure to tune in next week to see all that went down at the annual Mr. MHS competition and an in-depth look at the future of our mascot.
If you have any suggestions for stories we might have missed, email Mr. Larson at b11elars@mpspride.org or visit us in the communications suite.
If you're interested in learning more about the Pulse or to see some of our other projects, visit mhstelevision.com.
Don't forget to follow us on Twitter and like us on Facebook at MHS Red Pod. I'm Lauren Packer.
And I'm Ryan Stewart. This has been The Pulse.